Hi distance learners. So this is what we're going to do for our research on the Muckrakers. So if you look at this slide, it tells you first you're going to do research on one of them and you're going to get to choose which one, and I'll show you that in a second. So you're going to choose just one journalist to do some research on, and I give you a lot of that research. And then you are going to, whoops, I have a mistake here because we're doing this solo. And then you are going to complete a slide, kind of an interactive, cool looking slide, all about the journalist that you researched, okay? Then at the end, you will turn this in to me in Schoology. So on slide number 10, you'll see I have an example of what your final slide could look like, okay? So if you scroll down to number 10, this is kind of the finished product, okay? So you'll see all the different artifacts that were found online, and then the little numbers by them, and then the questions that correlate to each of the artifacts. Okay, so answer each question in complete sentences. You can delete the original question if you want, and then the second step is explain how the visual you included represents the answer to your question. Okay, and then I also found a video clip that talks about her too, which is kind of neat, but you don't necessarily have to do that. Okay. So this is just an example of what a finished slide could look like, or what your finished slide could look like. On slide 9, you're going to choose which one you would like to research. Okay, so I have 6 total to pick from. Okay, so you're going to choose just one that you'd like to do that interactive kind of biography slide on. Now the cool thing is I have them all linked here. A bunch of the research is linked here. You can also look up your own stuff, but a lot of what you're going to need as far as research goes will be linked right in these learn boxes. So you can click on that, okay? Then you are going to choose, like let's say I'm going to choose to do Upton Sinclair, okay? So I'm going to click on learn, and I'll read all about Upton Sinclair and what he did. Then over here on the left-hand side in my slideshow, I'm going to go to slide 16 because that's the one that says Upton Sinclair, okay? And that's the one that I'm going to complete my research slide on. So you can start with finding different things to answer these questions and put them in here, and then you can drag these circles to show, like, this is artifact number 1 that I found, this is picture number 2. So if I'm going to choose Upton Sinclair, I might include a picture of the book The Jungle, because that's a book that he wrote related to what was happening during the time. And then I would label it, and then over here I would talk about how his work in the jungle helped uncover certain types of corruption that was taking place. And then I would explain how the image attaches to my answer, okay? So that is what we are doing. Again, you're just choosing one journalist to do research on, and you can look at slide 10 to kind of see how my example looks. You can always zoom in if it's hard to read. I know some of the text is a little bit small. Whoops, I zoomed out. So you could zoom in that way if it's easier, if you're trying to read it or whatnot. But this kind of shows you how you can drag over those numbers to show the different things that you found, or the different visuals that you're using to portray. And they could be quotes from the internet, they could be pictures, all those kinds of things would work. They could be excerpts from things that have been written by that journalist. Any of that stuff could work. So you're choosing just one to do research on, bunch of research linked here for you, and then find the slide over on the left-hand side that corresponds with that correct person, and we will do this for multiple days in class. Okay, so we're going to do it for 2 or 3 class days to work on that. The other thing I have in here is the last slide 17. This is just kind of cool. It's how to add different like GIFs and like movable things and things that are flashy to your slide if you want to. There's a video clip here by a teacher who's really good with stuff like this. So if you're interested in that, you can watch this, and she kind of shows you how to change backgrounds and all that kind of cool stuff that you could utilize on your slide if you're interested in that. Otherwise, if you have any questions, just send me an email and I can help you out.